Welcome to Pemberley Farm. Well, today on our canning day, and let me just remind everybody, you might say, boy, she's putting up a lot of canning videos. Well, if you watched our update video back in December of 22, you'll know that every Friday is Canning Friday. We will put up a canning video all year on Friday. So we're going to can all manner of things. Right now we're just canning ingredients, meaning we can put it together with something else and we will be and create a meal. But right now we're just ingredient canning. We'll get into a little later canning some actual meals, but these first few videos and some more will be ingredient canning, and that's what we're doing. And today we're canning dried beans. All we're doing is canning pinto beans. This is an 8-pound bag I got at Walmart. I use, we like, especially in the wintertime, but we like it any time of year, taco chowder. And one of the beans I've put in it is pinto beans, along with dark red kidney beans. And sometimes if I don't have pinto beans on hand, already cooked or in a can or something, then I will use black beans. But anyway, generally it calls for pinto beans. And so I'm canning some pinto beans so that I have them on hand, so when I make the taco chowder, I will have it, and for any other thing too. So we'll use beans again and a combination later, but today we're just doing ingredients. And so for pint jars, I'm just doing pints. It'd be the equivalent of what you would get at the grocery store for pints, because remember, I'm only using half a cup in a pint jar, because remember, beans swell. And even after you take them out of the canner, they will swell some more. And so that's what we're doing this morning, is we're putting half a cup of washed beans and picked sometimes there's bad beans in there and sometimes there's rocks in there, So it's, remember, you're dealing with things that have been grown in the dirt, so sometimes you get stuff like that in there. So that's what we're doing. Now there's two ways that you can can these beans, and there's lots of trains of thought on each one. You can soak them overnight and then can them the next day, drain them and can them the next day. Or you can wash them and pick them and put them in the jars, without soaking. And that's what I'm doing today. Now, we'll do it again another time possibly where we'll soak them. But today we're doing it this way. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then, do your own research on it. I don't consider this rebel canning myself. So, but you do your own research on any of it to make sure you feel comfortable with what you're doing. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. And when we're finished filling up all these jars, I will use my kettle here to fill up with hot water. My canner's getting hot back here on the stove. We'll put our lids and rings, we'll wipe it, put our lids and rings on, and then put them in the canner. And pint jars will go for 1 hour and 15 minutes of just pinto beans. Now, if you want to put salt in there, you can. But salt is not a necessary thing. Remember, in canning, salt is not a preservative, it is a flavor. So I'm not going to put salt in. I've told you before that I season things when I take them out when I take them out to use them. All right, we've got all our jars put in the canner. Something I forgot to tell you is to make sure you debubble, even though the jar is not full at all. Go ahead and debubble, because you've got the possibility of little air pockets down in those beans. So anyway, and sometimes that makes the water level go down a little bit. So there are 16 pints in there. There's 9 on the bottom and how many ever on the top. So anyway, we could have gotten a couple more, but I didn't do that many, and I didn't bring that many jars over here. So all right, our beans are done. They ran for 75 minutes. Okay. Now, they're still bubbling some, still cooking. So, now you say, well, the jar's not full. No, it's not. But these beans will absorb most all of this water before it's all said and done. So, And some of them have already been sealing while they're still in the canner. So now you don't have to say, oh, I forgot to soak the dried beans, or you can just take them out of the jar. They're basically cooked already, and so you can add them to a dish. You can season them with some type of meat and create whatever you need. Like I say, we use a lot of pinto beans because when we do the taco chowder, but I also do beans with little tiny chunks of ham that we have left over from, like if we have a ham and there's just little bits of it left over, I will can like a quart of beans and little ham chunks, and it flavors it. So there's a lot of things you can do, and we'll do that another day. But today we're just canning ingredient, pinto beans. You ought to try it. It's not hard, it's really easy. And like I said, you can do it either way. And whether you soak the beans, the girls are here, or you don't soak the beans. Thank you for coming along and watching today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and please share our channel with those that you know. It helps our channel to grow. And check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are Pemberley Farm Homestead. Again, thank you for stopping by, and God bless you from Pemberley Farm.